Could you dedicate yourself to a worthy cause? Could you go the distance to keep a child healthy? Could you travel across the globe to help eliminate polio? A Rotary member could. We're dedicated to connecting children with vaccinations and ending polio worldwide. Could you help change the world? Rotary. Humanity in motion.
Rotary's worldwide polio eradication campaign continues, everybody. Pockets in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Nigeria remain to be conquered. You can still continue to help us with this fight with your tax-deductible contribution to the Rotary Foundation. Simply visit the website rotary.org and click on the links that will tell you how. You can also make a one-time $5 contribution by texting polio to 90999. Now, welcome to another edition of Rotary Today. I'm your host, Barry Thompson, a past president of the Napa Sunrise Rotary Club and also an assistant governor for the 5 Napa Valley Rotary Clubs. I'd like to bring you information about the many programs and projects with which Rotary is involved and the people, both members and non-members, locally, nationally, and internationally, who are driving these efforts. It's my great pleasure today to welcome a wonderful person dedicated to world peace and building friendships and better lives for others, most specifically our school students right here in Napa County. Dr. Barbara Nemko, our Napa County Office of Education Superintendent. Welcome, Barbara.
Hi, Barry.
Barbara's a fellow Rotarian, by the way, and has been selected to serve as the Napa Noon Rotary Club's president starting in July of 2013. So congratulations on that recent appointment.
Thank you.
That's great. Before we get started to our main topic today, Barbara, how long have you been a Rotarian and what does Rotary mean to you?
About 15 years.
Wow, great.
And I had no idea what Rotary was about. When I grew up in New York, I did not know any Rotarians. I envisioned them like Shriners running around in fezzes and being drunk.
Yeah, we do that once in a while. Not very often.
I haven't seen it. But I think Rotary is an amazing, amazing organization. To have all of these people every week take the time to come together, basically for the purpose of finding each other to put money into a pot that goes to help kids in our city, kids around the world. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. We do so much as Rotarians, not just in the community, but nationally and internationally as well in the areas of clean water, right? Health and education projects focused on improving the lives of future generations primarily, but it helps people currently, right now, it helps people.
Absolutely.
Not just in the future, but right now as well.
We had a gathering for foster kids yesterday to make sure that they had what they needed. The Rotarians give dictionaries to all 3rd grade students in Napa, and many of these kids don't have a book in their home. And when they get that dictionary, which has colored pictures and all kinds of information on everything and flags and presidents and the planets, they are so excited, and it's something that they have with them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I've had some of the children tell me that this was their very first brand new book.
Yep.
And that's great. I always tell them to take it home and let their little brothers and sisters look at it and color in it and personalize it. But they always tell me no, they're not going to do that. I asked Dr. Nemko to join me today to share the NCOE, which stands for Napa County Office of Education, story with us because of the critical role it plays in the lives of so many in our very own Napa County. But before we begin that, Barbara, I have to say that along with all of you folks in the viewing audience, we hold Sandy Hook Elementary School in the community of Newton or Newtown, Connecticut in our thoughts and close to our hearts. So with that, Barbara, what is the Napa County Office of Education and how does it serve all of us?
Thank you so much for asking.
I know.
Nobody knows what we do.
That's right. We're going to let them know right now.
Because if you are a school district, it's very easy. You do school for kids from kindergarten through 12th grade, and everybody understands that. If you're a county office of education, you're different. So we are an intermediate agency between the State Department of Education and the community, which means that we have lots of oversight functions that we perform for the school districts. We also provide a lot of direct services to kids and to the community. So, okay, we serve the state, the school districts, the parents, and the community. And we have been around since 1852, when the County Superintendent of Schools was established in the California State Constitution. Wow. In Napa County, we have 5 school districts, and we are an odd configuration because Napa Valley Unified, as the largest school district, has over 18,000 students. And then we go down in size. St. Helena, 1,367, Calistoga, 858, Howell Mountain, 108, and Pope Valley, 71 on a good day. I think actually the last time I saw the superintendent, they were down to 56. So, and that's just K-8. They don't have high school program in Pope Valley or Howell Mountain. Those students go down to St. Helena High School when they're ready. We run state preschool programs. So the county office serves approximately 200 preschool children, and we have classes in Napa, St. Helena, and Calistoga. And we're finding out now that preschool is hugely important in terms of closing the achievement gap, because kids come to school with an achievement gap. Schools reduce it, but it's very hard to eliminate it, because when they come to us in kindergarten, it can be a 2 or 3 year gap already, particularly for children who come from poor households and households where English is not spoken.
Okay.
We also have an infant and preschool program that serves more than 300 children, and these are students who are born with some kind of developmental disability. So the county office, if your child or grandchild is born with a developmental disability, you will be referred to us immediately by the pediatrician, and then our team will come to your house and work with you and your family on what you can do to help your baby maximize its potential.
Well, that's fabulous.
It really is. It's a tremendous support, because
Yeah.
most people don't expect to have a baby born with disabilities. And it's overwhelming, it's saddening, it's devastating. And here you have a whole support team that comes in and regularly works with you and shows you that your child can do these things and you can help. It gives you hope.
It's particularly helpful in that as a normally born child and parents, we aren't taught in school how to be parents.
Oh, for sure.
So we need all the help we can get when our kids are normal. When they do have a disability of some sort, they really need help. So that's a fabulous program.
And babies don't come with an instruction booklet,
That's
as we
right.
all
They
know,
don't.
but they
don't.
should. Okay, we do career and technical education, which to most people is what we used to call vocational education, but it's not your father's auto shop.
Right.
Career and technical education today is all about career ladder positions, about getting people ready to go to college, and we introduce students to what jobs there are in particular sectors that they might be interested in. So for example, in the picture on the screen, students are in the culinary program at American Canyon High School, and there's also a culinary program at Vintage High School, and there's one at St. Helena High School. And within the culinary field, there are lots of jobs, everything from jobs that require graduate school, if you're going to be a nutritionist, to working in a restaurant at an entry-level position. And we try to expose students to all of the different options that there are, and then we teach them all the basics of working in the food industry. So those courses that they take will prepare students to go to college as well as for careers, and it's all through hands-on instruction. So at American Canyon High School, not only do they learn how to cook and they learn how to keep everything sanitary and all of that, they actually prepare tri-tip dinners that families can buy. Dinner for 4, I think it's $42. I believe they do it once a month. You can order in advance, and then you drive through. You've already paid for it, and they hand you the paper bag, and you take home dinner for 4. And where
great.
can you get a tri-tip dinner for 4 for $42?
For sure. Well, you know, that career program there is outstanding, because everybody that I know eats.
Good point.
You know?
That's
so,
right.
I mean, what a great career.
And very motivating
have.
for kids, because I think they get to eat what they cook, so that's pretty fun.
Everybody I know that's in that program loves it.
But then we also offer biotechnology, we offer forensic science, we offer fire science, medical assisting, nursing assisting, agriculture. We have a farm at Vintage High School. So lots of options for kids and whatever they're interested in. Then we also provide direct services through our Juvenile Court and Community School program. Those are students who have either been arrested and are on probation, or they've been expelled from their home district. And when a student is expelled, they cannot go to school on any district campus. So they come to us. We're off of Imola Avenue. It's where the county office is, and that's where we have the classes for students in court and community school. And they get classes that are self-contained. It's the students and one teacher all day and a teacher's aide. The classes are small. They get social services, counseling services. We serve over 500 students every year. Unfortunately, we'd love to see that number go down. We also have a class, and sometimes two, depending on how many students are in juvenile hall. The classes are held right there. And we did have a class at the Wolf Center, but now those students now come to our court and community school and get treatment that way.
That individualized attention, I think, has got to be an asset for them.
Huge,
for
because
the kids.
they have trust issues.
Right.
And many other issues.
Yeah.
Then we run after-school programs. So although if your child goes to school at a Napa Valley Unified campus, you probably don't even stop to think about who's running the after-school program, but in 17 cases, it's us. It's the County Office of Education. We write the grant, we hire the staff, we run the program. We subcontract with different agencies, sometimes Boys and Girls Club, Parks and Rec, and we serve about 1,800 students every day on school sites. There's lots of homework help. We have tutors at the middle schools who are helping the most at-risk kids to improve their academic studies. So lots of service there. And then there is some fun stuff.
Yeah.
We do let them do some fun things after school. Sometimes they get to play games, or they get to cook or learn the guitar or sew or all kinds of things.
Wonderful.
We operate the credentials office. So we monitor the credentials of all school personnel in Napa County. That ensures that your child's English teacher is not really a PE instructor, but that teacher has credentials to teach English. We make sure that everybody is appropriately credentialed and that their credentials are current and compliant, because you have to renew every couple of years.
Right.
We also do professional development. The field keeps changing. I know to most people, school looks like school the way it always looked, but it isn't. It's very different. And right now we are in the process of transitioning from California state standards to something called Common Core standards that have been adopted by about 46 states across the country. And these are different because instead of studying science now for 50 minutes and then a bell rings and we do history for 50 minutes and a bell rings, this is going to be much more integrated, kind of like life. Has anybody in life ever said to you, Barry, here's a problem, now go solve it with your history knowledge? No, they say, here's a problem, how are we going to do it? So as you're doing that, you have to think about what you know about history and how you're going to present it, and you have to write a report and you have to communicate, so your English is being brought in, and maybe you have to do math to solve this problem. So we take all of our knowledge and we bring it to bear on a real world problem. That's what the Common Core standards are going to help us to do. And so we're doing lots of professional development to get teachers ready for the change, because it's big. We also have district and school intervention teams for schools that are in the infamous program improvement, according to the federal government. And we do lots of technology workshops, because most of us are not digital natives. The kids are. We're trying to keep up.
Right. Keeping up with the kids. Very important.
It's not easy. And then we have a lot of flexibility to create things. So we have some innovative local programs. For example, Napa County Reads. Every year we choose one book that's read at most of the middle schools, some of the high schools, and some of the upper elementary schools. And then we bring the author to Napa, and the author visits all the schools and talks to kids about what it's like to write a book, where he or she got ideas from. And the kids this year are on Edmodo, which is a social network, and they're talking to each other about the book and about the author. So
Oh, that's
it's pretty
great.
fun.
That's great.
We do adopt a school with the wineries. Almost every school in the county has been adopted by a winery that helps them out when they do fundraisers. Maybe some of their employees come to talk to kids about different jobs. Maybe they tutor kids. Lots of ways they do adopt a school. Preschool Book Club. Silverado Trails Wineries gives us money every year from the Silverado Pass Weekend. So if you haven't gone to the Silverado Pass Weekend, please go. It usually occurs in the fall. We get a portion of the profits, and every month we send a book to a preschool student. Over the course of a year, they get probably 9 or 10 books with a letter to their parents about how they can use this book to help their child learn certain concepts.
Great.
And
That's
again,
great.
yeah, many kids don't have books in their
That's
homes.
wonderful. And you know, I might add that Silverado winery, that wine is outstanding.
Yeah.
It is primo. So buy some from them. We appreciate
Absolutely,
that.
we do. It's a good cause. We also run the lending closet. If a girl is invited to go to the prom or a dance, prom dress can cost $200. Most of our kids don't have that kind of disposable income.
Right.
So we collect used prom dresses. Greens Cleaners cleans them for free, and girls can come in, try on dresses, find one that they like, wear it to the prom, bring it back to Greens Cleaners it goes, no cost, and we just make sure that the dresses are kept in good repair. We even have a seamstress who helps us out and sews them when something happens. So we run that. It's kind of like going to the thrift shop, except you don't have to pay anything.
No, and those dresses are beautiful. They're worn once, and then they're put in a closet.
Yep.
In a plastic bag. So this is fabulous.
They're
Keeps them in the loop, and that's great.
The hardest thing is for our staff not to borrow them.
Yes,
We have a
I'm
rule.
sure.
You cannot touch the dresses.
Yes.
But some of them are absolutely magnificent. Girls will borrow them for junior miss and boat dances, things like
Oh,
that.
that's wonderful. That's great.
Then we organize the Napa County Science Fair every year, and that's for elementary and middle school, and kids do science projects. We've been actually holding the science fair at the Napa Valley Museum, and we take the best of what's come in from the schools, and then we have judges who come out and judge, so we have first, second, third place winners. Everybody gets a certificate of participation,
that's great.
and companies have given us fabulous prizes, microscopes and telescopes and all kinds of science-y things.
Oh, that's
that's fun.
fabulous. You know, one of my favorite science projects when I found out about it was how to make a battery out of a potato.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm waiting for them to come out with a potato-powered automobile.
I think it's coming.
I'm
I bet
sure.
they have
I'm
one.
sure it will be, and it'll probably be some of our students that come out with this. You know, so this
A
is
winner
great.
of a past science fair.
This is a great program.
We do lots of community partnerships. So right now we have the P16 Council, which we organize. That includes all the districts and the service clubs and different organizations, the police, the mayors, everybody's part of P16, and that's to help close the achievement gap because it does take a village.
Yes, it does.
We have Napa Learns, which is a fabulous little group that the Vintners helped to form. Actually, they didn't help to form, they formed it. It's a partnership with the schools, and we brought the iPad program to preschool kids and kindergarten kids, and that's now operating in 3 different districts around the county.
Oh boy, wow.
Very exciting to see. I mean, everybody who's got a grandchild, if you have an iPad, your grandchild can operate that iPad better
Yes,
than you can.
yes.
And to see these little 4-year-olds whipping through it and logging on and knowing where their apps are and knowing how to find it and listening to books, learning how to print by following a little train, lots of interesting apps that are very helpful.
I usually have to go to my 3-year-old grandson to find out how to do things on my iPhone. And I haven't even gotten into the iPad yet, so I'm way behind.
You gotta
the
wait
eight
till
ball
about
here.
5.
Well, yeah, maybe
I figure
so.
when they're
Maybe
5,
so.
they can help us. We also have the Rosetta Stone language program, which is a program that helps teachers who need to learn Spanish to better communicate with their students' parents. And we offer that program. We have probably 80 free licenses, and then other people get it at a vastly reduced rate through our office for $89. So it's a program that can cost hundreds.
Oh, that's super.
Parents in the community, we do lots of research and we publish things like the Healthy Kids survey results, which let us know how many of our students have had alcohol in the last 30 days, have experimented with marijuana or other drugs, how many of them feel safe at school, how many of them are being bullied, all the kinds of things that we need to know to keep our kids as safe as possible. We also publish the School Emergency Resource Guide that tells teachers, if this happens, here's what you do. They have that hanging in their room, so it's
great.
Real easy access. We have a curriculum library, and that's what that picture is, that has materials not just for teachers, but for parents and the public. So if your child's having a problem with fractions, you can come to our curriculum library, take out some resources on fractions, and keep it for the whole school year.
Wonderful.
Work with your kid. And we do a parent education series of workshops on topics of interest to parents.
So parents can help the kids
Right.
at home
Yep.
with homework and that. That's so important.
Grant funding. We do lots of grant writing, both local, state, and federal. And we have about $15 million that we've been awarded in grant funds that are used for things like the AmeriCorps workers who tutor in the schools in the after-school program. We do lots of drug, alcohol, pregnancy, and gang prevention services, foster youth and homeless services, CalStat, which is a training and technical assistance for districts all around the state. We do business services. We provide the mandated fiscal oversight of the district. Every district has to give us their budget every year so that we can ensure that they don't plan to spend more than they're likely to take in. And
Good idea, huh?
Well, to avoid bankruptcy of school districts.
Yeah.
We also serve as the Special Education Local Planning Area Agency. It's called the SELPA. We do the payroll processing for all the school districts in Napa Valley College. And that's kind of fun, because sometimes I meet people and they say, oh, you signed my check. Why, so I do. Yes. And we also provide lots of accounting support and training for all the staff in all the school districts. And then we have some information on the API, which is our state's accountability system. The goal is for everybody to be over 800 out of 1,000. And as you can see, St. Helena is over 800, Pope Valley's over 800, and everybody else is pretty close, 788, 799, 784. So we're getting there.
We're getting there.
And every year we
Definitely.
make progress.
Right, right.
And then the percentage of the subgroups that meet the adequate yearly progress, that's the federal system. So we got a federal system of accountability and a state system of accountability, and they're not compatible.
Oh boy.
Ridiculous. So we can have a school that's doing fine in the state system and the federal government says you're a failing school when they just made 25 points growth. It's
Right, right.
not very sensible.
No, it's hard to understand that.
Yep. College prep courses. We are looking for an increase in how many students graduate from high school in the county having completed the courses you need to get into the University of California. And you can see in 2006-07, there were 312 countywide. By 10-11, it was 500. So we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah.
The percentage of Napa County graduates that meet the UC requirements has gone up 13% to 38%, compared to 36% in the state, so we're higher than the state, and proud of it. Our graduation rates continue to go up, and they're higher than the state. So that is a small picture of what the County Office of Education does.
That's a great thumbnail. And as you can see on your screen, the address of the Napa County Office of Education is 2121 Imola Avenue, and the phone is 253-6810. And if you want to go online and find out more information about what Napa County Office of Education is all about, and have any questions, you can contact them also at Napa COE.org. So keep those addresses, phone numbers, and websites in mind if you have any questions. Just very briefly, we're running down on time, Barbara, but what can we do to further improve our schools and student achievement in light of the budget constraints that the school districts have been hit with all over the country?
Technology. Technology is the game changer as far as I'm concerned. Digital textbooks, not textbooks, but textbooks, are so much more engaging, and they're far less expensive. You can get a license for a textbook for 6 years for $42, where the textbook is going to cost you $100, and it's going to be obsolete before the 7 years is over, and we do adoptions every 7 years. So textbooks are fabulous.
That's great. And the kids are into
that's what
the
they
readers
know.
and things now. That's right. Exactly. It's not a distraction. Somebody was asking me once, should I bring a tablet or just a pencil and a piece of paper to take notes? I said, what's the diff? You know, you're going to be taking notes on one or the other. So if the tablet is more comfortable for you, bring it. So I'm all for the tech books and the technology enhancements in schools.
But the nice thing, if you bring the tablet, then you have it. It gets saved on your tablet.
That's right.
If I bring a pad and paper, I don't know what I did with that pad and paper.
The dog could eat it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Let me close the show, Barbara, real quick here with just one final question to allay any parental concerns about security of the kids at school. How are we doing?
We are going to be reviewing every policy that we have. We're going to get lots of information from the federal government, state government. There's more information floating around right now than we can possibly process. But of course, we will review every policy, every procedure to make sure that we are doing everything we possibly can to keep kids safe.
That's great. My daughter is a teacher also, and I know that she would step in front of a baseball bat if she had to.
Well, and
to protect her kids.
And that's what happened. That's what happened at Sandy Hook. The principal did. She confronted the intruder, and she was shot. So did the teachers. I think we all would. I
think we're all more aware of the issues out there, and it's a very sad day. But I think we're pretty safe in the Napa County school districts, and I just want to thank you all for being with us this afternoon. Hope you've learned a little bit more about the educational operations in Napa County. And I'm just going to close with one thought. Keep Sandy Hook in your thoughts and prayers.
And hug your kids.
Hug your kids, most definitely. I'm Barry Thompson for Rotary today. Thanks for being with us. Be involved, and we'll see you next time.